All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It's time for top of the morning here on the Urban Conservative. Let's go.
In North Carolina, and I'm live with the Urban Conservative.
NASCAR. Do you like a tribe called Quest? Well, you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like manwich and nachos? Well, then you love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like guns? Do you like butter? Well, you're gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Yo, what's good, son? You like pit bulls, say? You like solving Sudoku puzzles? Then you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Hey, buddy, if your car making a sound like this, you might want to get you some power steering fluid and check out the Urban Conservative podcast.
Are you repulsed by the idea of drag queen story time at your local library, but enjoy Carol Baskin TikTok memes? Then you would enjoy the Urban Conservative.
Do you want to slap your boss and then go home and make yourself some golden brown pancakes covered in butter and freshly made warm boysenberry syrup? Then you'll love the Urban Conservative.
You're a little over Cardi B, and you're repulsed by the thought of Hogmaw. Check out the Urban Conservative. You ready? If you think the earth is flat and always on that weird side of YouTube, check out the Urban Conservative. They'll set you straight.
If you're in a chasing dopey and you love solid fish and festival, check out the Urban Conservative. Chuh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It is time for top of the morning here on the Urban Conservative. Yours truly, Abdul Ali and Raheem Architect Soto, rocking with you each and every Monday through Friday right here on top of the morning, the best 30-minute morning show on the planet. If you haven't done so already, the website, tuconservative.com, is where you can go to support what we do here at the Urban Conservative. Our mission is to share conservative values and principles, as well as the benefits of conservative policies to urban communities across this great, wonderful, and amazing country of ours. You can see all of our social media on the bottom of the screen. Hope you'll give us a like, share, follow, subscribe. So far, so good this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you all are having a positive and productive morning thus far. Super excited. We got a great little morning show for you today. Couple of things popping off. First and foremost, it's Thanksgiving week. Jump in the comment section. Let us know. Are you hopping on the road for Thanksgiving? Are you going to spend Thanksgiving with the fam? What's the play for Thanksgiving? Let us know what you are getting into for Thanksgiving this year. Now, I'm going to actually start off talking about this Thanksgiving thing because it's a little interesting to me. Typically, you think of Thanksgiving, you think of being around the table with your family, you think
Excuse me,
turkey.
brother. Excuse me, brother. Don't you mean the day that the white man came in and massacred the indigenous brothers and sisters of this here Amexum?
All right, so check this out. Since you did the the University at Buffalo hosted a forum to get this, discuss decolonizing Thanksgiving. Okay. The event was hosted by the university's Intercultural and Diversity Center on November 21st as part of a segment called Tough Topics. The Tough Topics events are described as a weekly open forum where national, global, and current events are talked about. Quote, is it right to celebrate Thanksgiving and America's history of settler colonialism? End quote. The description of the event, that was how it was described. Here's the question. What can we do to honor this day of mourning for Native communities? We can redefine the meaning of Thanksgiving and respect Indigenous peoples' history. So here's the pickle that I'm faced with, bro. This is the weird part about this to me. Do y'all really know what some of these tribes were doing here? Do y'all have any idea? Y'all think, why do these people?
No, they in their minds they were just smoking a peace pipe, sitting around doing nothing. You know, buffalo hunting, duck hunting. You know, having a powwow. You know, that's what they think was going on. They have no idea. It had they know. All right, had they known what was going on, a lot of them would just shut the fuck up.
This is not the first time that the IDC at the university hosted an event criticizing Thanksgiving. Back in 2021, they held an event titled The Real History of Thanksgiving, which described the holiday as whitewash and discussed alternatives for Americans to do in place of Thanksgiving. This, according to campus reforms. Other universities, such as the University of Michigan and Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, have held similar events talking about decolonizing Thanksgiving. Press release from the Center for Social Solutions at the University of Michigan in 2021 was described Thanksgiving as, quote, a national day of mourning for a lot of Native Americans and a reminder of the genocide and decades of suffering they endured from the Europeans' arrival. Okay. Can we have anything, bro? Can we have anything? Can we just have a day where we eat some food? We're thankful that we're, I don't know, not in a third world country, that we're alive, that we have people that we love around us, like that we have a semblance of health. Can we get one of those off? What is so wrong about that is what I don't understand, ladies and gentlemen.
So we've done it on this platform before, and the main thing to understand is that especially the I'll use the word militant, especially the militant anti-white portion of the Black community. This was all played out in the Communist and the Negro. Okay, this was all played out in that PDF. The positions they're going to take, the destruction of the holidays, the trying to change of the society and the value set therein. So, you know, for me, it's one of those things where, bro, like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'll just be totally honest with you. Every day is Thanksgiving over here. Now, should we sit and say, okay, well, you know, out of all the days of the week, today we're going to make turkey and cranberry sauce and macaroni and cheese and ham with the pineapple on it. And, you know, I mean, if you need a reason to eat all of that, I personally think we should change the name of Thanksgiving too.
Okay, to what?
Get fat as shit day. Yeah. Big back day.
There you have it. Big Back Day on the calendar coming up this Thursday. The National Itis Day. How about that?
Yeah, but they would have something to say about that. You're shaming people who can't eat. Like, what? What?
Well, just a heads up, there is meteorologists are warning that Thanksgiving travels across the country are going to be a little hairy. Flying and driving may be affected by storms on Thursday and throughout the end of the weeks. The Fox Forecast Center reported that a Thanksgiving Day storm is expected to cause last-minute travel troubles that will last until Black Friday and the start of the weekend. So if you're going to practice or you're going to enjoy what we call a Big Back-itis Day, make sure you travel safety. Ladies and gentlemen, you are checking out Top of the Morning. We're going to take a very quick, slight commercial break. We're going to come back and talk about this case dismissed. Jack Smith dropping Trump's case. Y'all don't go nowhere. It's Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative.
NASCAR. Do you like a Tribe Called Quest? Well, you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like manwich and nachos? Well, then you love the urban conservative.
Do you like guns? Do you like butter? Well, you're gonna love the urban conservative.
Yo, what's good, son? You like pinball, say? You like solving Sudoku puzzles? Then you gonna love the urban conservative.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back. It's time for top of the morning here on the Urban Conservative. Abdul Ali and Raheem Architect Soto, the TUC twins, rocking with you each and every Monday through Friday. Make sure you check out the Urban Conservative podcast each and every Monday night. We go live at 8 p.m. You can listen back wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple, wherever you are, we are. So you can give us a shout out there. TUC twins is usually how you can find us. Now, before we talk about this Trump dismissed case, I switched gears. Now, I'm going to ask my brother this question, and I didn't ask him before the show started. So, bro, if you saw that picture right there, what would you think I was trying to sell you?
To be honest,
Yeah.
some zesty name soda product or some type of fashion product or something. I don't know, but that L-shaped part right there is really fucking bothering me. I don't know.
No, seriously, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Get in the comments.
son, honestly,
you see that picture?
cable.
What do you
Listen,
think I'm trying to sell you?
It could be cable, right? It could be an iPhone. It could be anything. In today's marketing world, son, I don't know. It could be a Skittles commercial. Who the fuck knows at this point?
Check
Who
this
knows?
out. Check this out.
Jaguar. All right, hold on. Come on now. Go back. Where they did the look.
Yo,
There's
that's
a
a
look.
car commercial, bro.
Mute it. Now play it. I don't know. We just lost Ali again. Ali, where'd you go, buddy? Ali, where'd you go, buddy?
I don't know. My thing has been doing that the last few days, but that's a car commercial, bro.
All I can think is, come on, Vogue.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. That's a car commercial. So Jaguar's managing director is responding to the backlash the company's received over its new advertisement featuring, quote, androgynous models, but not a single car, saying the ad was bold and never intended to be woke, adding that the company's message was lost in a blaze of intolerance by critics on social media.
No,
quote,
sir. No, sir. You put a car commercial out without a car. I got
quote,
it.
If we play in the same way that everybody else does, we'll just get drowned out. So we shouldn't turn up like an auto brand, quote, end quote. Jaguar managing director Rodon Glover told Financial Times. We need to reestablish our brand and at a completely different price point. So we need to act differently. We wanted to move away from traditional automotive stereotypes.
What's the
Jaguar
person's name?
Radon, so that's spelled R-A-W. I already have a feeling where this is going. R-A-W-D-O-N, last name Glover. Radon Glover. I don't like that. Sounds too much like Raw Dog for me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, pull up Radon Glover.
Oh, no, not what you think.
Okay, show it.
Not what you think at all. Could be what you think, but
I'm gonna tell you
If you pop it,
if you pop it up, I'm gonna tell you
no,
no,
not
not what I thought at all.
but I wouldn't be shocked to hear that he you know, is into some weirdness.
I never heard that name before. Radon. That just looked raw dawn. Okay.
Raw.
But yeah, this is the problem though, bro. What did any of that have to do with selling me a car? I don't think anybody saw that and was like, I think I'll buy a Jaguar now. The Jaguar executive wanted to defend their promotion. Yeah, he's calling it bold. I don't see what's bold about that.
Oh, I see what's bold about it.
So they're being slammed and they're being called Bud Light 2.0 after the company's new promotional ad failed to showcase even one single vehicle from the luxury designer. Social media users commented to roast Jaguar over its new ad, with some reminding the company that President-elect Donald Trump's landslide victory and included winning the popular vote is a sign that the American people are tired of the wokeness. I don't see how you didn't see the writing on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. That is a terrible ad. That is a horrible ad that had nothing to do with cars. All right, y'all. We're going to take one last quick commercial break. We're going to come back and talk about case dismissed. Donald Trump's case dismissed by Jack Smith. This is the part y'all been waiting for. You're not going to want to go nowhere. We'll be right back on Top of the Morning. This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com. This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. All right, y'all, we're back. It's Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative, the best 30-minute morning show on the interwebs, folks. It is now reality that the United States of America v. Donald Trump through special counsel Jack Smith is a riggedy rap, ladies and gentlemen. That case has been dropped by Jack Smith. There you see it. And if you're one of those folks that are just listening, the government has put out a motion to dismiss that reads as follows. As a result of the election held on November 5th, the defendant Donald J. Trump will be inaugurated as president on January 20th, 2025. It has long been the position of the Department of Justice that the United States Constitution forbids the federal indictment and subsequent criminal prosecution of a sitting president. But the department and the country have never faced the circumstance here, where a federal indictment against a private citizen has been returned by a grand jury and a criminal prosecution is already underway when the defendant is elected president. Confronted with this unprecedented situation, the special counsel's office consulted with the Department Office of Legal Counsel, whose interpretation of constitutional questions, such as those raised here, is binding on department prosecutors. After careful consideration, the department has determined that OLC's prior opinions concerning the Constitution's prohibition on federal indictment and prosecution of a sitting president apply to this situation, and that as a result, this prosecution must be dismissed before the defendant is inaugurated. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, our lawfare didn't work, so we gotta drop it. In other words, the American people didn't fall for it. I'm about to lose my job. Jack Smith's about to get fired. So I might as well drop this because it's going nowhere. That's what it reads like to me. That's what this tells me.
Here's the issue. The left is signaling this alarm of he's going to go after everybody. He's going to seek retribution. Okay. It's not retribution. It is finding out how this process was allowed to take place.
Was there collusion between district attorneys in New York and Georgia and other places? Were they colluding with the White House to go after their political opponent? These are high crimes, and I think they should be followed up. I think that the attack on Mr. Trump, on President Trump, is the worst case of, here in America. I think there's been nothing like what we've seen over the last 2 years in the history of the country. And I mean, we've been through some tumultuous periods in this nation, but we've seen nothing like the attack this man has endured. 2 assassinations attempt, if I'm not mistaken, 3. And you guys support a felon. What was he convicted of? Just tell me what he was convicted of. What felonies is Trump guilty of? I'll wait. Question. I'll Great wait. question. Let me know. Bob Menendez, guilty. George guilty. In response to Smith's request to drop the charges, Stephen Chung, Trump's spokesman, said in a statement that, quote, the American people re-elected President Trump with an overwhelming mandate to make America great again. Today's decision by the DOJ ends the unconstitutional federal cases against President Trump and is a major victory for the rule of law, the American people, and President Trump. Who appears in more rap hip-hop songs, Donald Trump or any other president? I think it's going to be Donald Trump. You don't think Abraham Lincoln gets in there? Nah, how many pop your top like Lincolns do you get? Rap song. How many of those are floating around out there? Yeah. What do you think? Oh, go ahead. What was you about to say? What was you thinking? I dipped my pen in the ink pen like President Lincoln. Real Eminem-ish of you. But look, that just leaves what's going down in Georgia. And I'll put it this way. Everybody saw through this. The American people saw through it. That's why he won the popular vote. That's why it was an electoral college landslide. We all knew what was shaking. Instead of people being up in arms about what was going on with President Trump, the fact of the matter is, bro, you're already seeing the results from Trump being elected. Things are going already in the right direction. We just got to make sure that this never happens again. We cannot allow the United States Department of Justice to ever allow this to happen again. Because in the meantime, did you hear about the Crescent Dunes? Tell them about it. So Crescent Dunes, outgoing President Joe Biden's Justice Department moved on election night to essentially ensure the cover-up of a massive green energy scandal. The story has tentacles back through not just the Biden administration, but all the way back to Obama. And it could be something that jeopardizes the broader green energy agenda and the future of leftist solar projects on federal lands. At least one congresswoman is already formally pressing the DOJ for answers, and more members of Congress are likely to get involved. It could even have major implications for the incoming administration's energy policy. On November 5th at 5:20 p.m., less than an hour before the polls closed, and when it had become clear that Democrat candidate Vice President Kamala Harris was going to lose, an attorney with the Justice Department emailed lawyers for plaintiffs in qui tam lawsuit aimed at recouping significant losses to taxpayers allegedly incurred from a failed solar plant in Nevada. A qui tam lawsuit is when a private plaintiff sues on behalf of the government to recoup taxpayer dollars, often alleging fraud, misuse, or theft of taxpayer dollars. The email from the DOJ stated what plaintiffs started hearing through the grapevine as the election neared, and it became clear that Harris was in trouble. The email said that the DOJ intended to dismiss a lawsuit that it had previously allowed to proceed, thereby undercutting the private push to recoup the losses for the taxpayer. Quote, the United States intends to intervene in this case for the purpose of dismissing the lawsuit under 31 U.S.C. Anthony Gill, a trial lawyer for the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Division Fraud Section, emailed attorneys for CMB Export. So basically, the taxpayers are getting railroaded on these BS green energy scams, and the Biden administration is trying to cover it up before Trump gets into office. That's why, remember, you had talked about that freeze order that Speaker Johnson put in place. Don't delete nothing. Don't get rid of nothing. Don't you move a piece of paper nowhere. That's why it's so important. And that's why when Trump comes in, what Vivek Ramaswamy and what's his name, Elon Musk are doing is going to be so important, because there's so many layers to the fraud, waste, and deceptiveness of the federal government. So we got to get this under control. We got to make sure that our Department of Justice is never weaponized. I'm not even saying against Republicans, against anybody. The Department of Justice should not be in the business of political warfare and lawfare. Point blank, period, ladies and gentlemen. But there you have it. That's what's going on this morning. Again, remember, you are going to see some storms on Thursday, so be careful as you're traveling out there for Thanksgiving. You have been checking out Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. Y'all have a positive and productive day. Peace and love, y'all.
In North Carolina, and I'm live with the Urban Conservative.